Even as this conclave is still dead. What is this catapult doing? Why is this here? We have right in the red. This is, of course, this infernal mirror. His name is Kel. At the bottom left in the blue, maybe the best player in North America. Unclear, but he'll say so. It's TheoRy. And look at this. This game is promising to be a pretty short one. We got the double conclave, 1 volt proxy coming out of Kel. Early on, he's going to go try to get aggressive on the vision camp, get aggression on the speed camp here. On this idea that we're going to see TheoRy go. And we're going to see TheoRy try to rush that with a 1-1. So Vault, Conclave. And this is not quite a build order win. You can kind of out micro it. You tend to get your gaunts faster on TheoRy's opening versus Kel. So if you can you can start to snowball. If you get the fiend numbers right, you can snowball, get back on top of these and end the game. But it's not easy. And this is kind of as close to a build order counter as you're going to get in this matchup. So this is where it gets interesting, though. Okay, never mind. TheoRy's going to go take the resource camp with his brute, because you can do that. I'm just going to say this is where it gets interesting. Some players have been going and sending their first 2 fiends onto, or sending the first brute, converting them into fiends and sending them onto the other side of the map very fast. And that's a pretty powerful idea, actually. But in this game, that's not going to be a thing. And there is the scout. So there's a fiend out a little bit quicker, which is a nice thing for TheoRy overall. But he does have a health disadvantage on the brutes. He's going to get on top of this gaunt very quickly. He's going to try to heal up. And even still, the gaunt will go down, but it will buy a ton of time right now. Now, unfortunately, no tag on that gaunt, which means that this gaunt will go down. No fiends get spawned. TheoRy, full scout of everything, knows what he's up against right now. And the question now is, how does he respond? Gaunt retreats right back into the main base. He's got a Shroud Stone on the way. He's got a couple imps that are going to go down. I think one of these maybe turns into another. Yep, there we go. Going to build a conclave as well. This is full panic mode out of TheoRy right now, because good news for him, he did not proxy his vault right here. He will not lose the vault that easily. But he does have to make sure his production stays alive. Shroudstone is, of course, on the way on the low ground. Fiends are not really going to be able to do much of it. They're going to try to gnaw away at it, of course, but they are very low. Gaunts are going to spawn, and there we go. So TheoRy is in a bit of an awkward spot. He doesn't have the map right now. He does not have the map control. He does not have this ability to go farm fiends in the way that he would like to be able to do so. So from that perspective, we should expect to see there we go. An imp goes down on the low ground. We're going to see a natural get started. Here's the problem. Because he doesn't have that low ground, even though this was a proxy, even though this was an aggressive option, he doesn't have the money to start the natural as quickly. So he's going to try to sally forward on the map. But this is a mistake. This is 100% a mistake right now. TheoRy's slow in his rotation. The Fiends find this. This is a dead gaunt. And this is perhaps just a little bit more. Yeah, he's going to get dove upon right now. TheoRy is in such a rough situation right now. Yes, Fiends are going to spawn. And well, nice job there, TheoRy. He does at the very least. He jacks the vision camp. He doesn't get the creep, but he does jack the vision camp. This is just bad. This is bad news bears for TheoRy. Like, this is... He should probably... I'm not even sure. It's a question whether he can survive this hit. There are 6 gaunts. 6 gaunts on the map. There's a brute as well. And of course, by hewing away at this, there means there's kind of an area around this, like this area where you can't really touch because it will bounce. So these gaunts continue to do damage. And yes, there are more gaunts that are getting made. So this is, at the end of the day, probably holdable. This brute will fall and the fiends are going to go down as well. But even still, I mean, the bounces are strong. And there we go. Now we're going to see the gaunts are going to start to pop. But never mind. The conversions were good enough. TheoRy stays alive. Maybe a little bit of an overcommit coming out from our red player, but he's got his natural done. Naturals, well, now it's going to be done here as well. And I guess the big deal is that there's no mining on the natural. So even though this was done faster, TheoRy is actually going to start to develop his economy a little bit faster. So it's actually not all that bad for TheoRy. He's got his production in the main base. His opponent's production is on the map, so that is something that is definitely punishable. He's got a ton of fiends, so he can take the speed camp on the right side, build more fiends, and this is suddenly looking pretty doable for TheoRy right now. I mean, in part because of how much our red player did commit to this. So there we go. Yep. Speed camps are going to go down. Ideally, TheoRy's not going to lose any fiends. If he does, he loses like 1. And now he's got a ton of fiends on the map with speed camp as well, so Can you jump on top of this? This army, 3 brutes. Maybe not. As a Age of Empires player, I really hope Stag Defense doesn't get buffed. It'll give me PTSD. Yeah, I think it's really hard because I think Stag Defense is pretty solid against Infernal players. Because now the drop's going to go off because, again, Theory was just playing a more economic focus opening. Gets that down. Drop on the other side. Not really. And actually gets on top of the production a little bit with these Speed Fiends, but they're not going to get a ton at the moment. I don't see a Doombringer out on the map right now. From a red player, I don't, Hell might have it, but I don't see it. Shroudstone gets manifested, by the way, so you got to be careful on that one. But still, a bunch of the Fiends are here, or a bunch of the Gaunts are here. Fiends are getting manifest or getting converted. But Static Defense is weird because on the one, like, it feels pretty solid against Infernal players. It feels really bad against these Vulcan timings. It just doesn't do a ton of damage. So yeah, I agree. It's hard. We have had metas where Stag Defense was far too strong in this playtest already. As, by the way, Kel taps out. Game 1 goes the way of Theory. Right in the red. He's up a game, holding on against the aggression of his opponent. It's Theory. Bottom left, as I click on that. There we go. Bottom left in the blue. Down a game. His 2-1 proxy did not work. It's Kel. Funny, I have not seen these Vanguard turret rushes really a ton, but I haven't played a ton. I haven't played a lot this week, so maybe I've just missed out on it. That is totally understandable. Anyways, this is this is Jagged Maw. Why are they doing this to me? Why are they doing this to us? I need someone to give me a good explanation because this map is so dumb. But they are approaching it differently. Of course, Kel, he's going for the speed camp. And Theory, there's actually a spot right here where you can just kind of permanently aggro. But the trick is, the way it works is you permanently aggro the chickens, and you want to make sure you're not permanently aggroing the deer because they go and they will shoot at you. So it's a little bit awkward to make it happen. It's not as nice as the speed camps. But anyway, we got 2 Gaunts here, one on the high ground, one on the low ground, slowly cutting away this. And I am actually not sure how this one works out because you'll have 4 Fiends from the speed camp and the vision camp. And the vision camp will reveal what's happening. We'll reveal that, yes, there is in fact the camp's getting taken, but Theory has not opened the middle of the map. So we saw this a little bit in EGC, where you have this setup where you want to go the long way. But I don't know how good it is, because it gives a ton of time for prep. Again, this has been 100% scouted by Cal. He knows what's happening. He's got his own Shroudstone on the way. He's going to check. Okay, the rocks aren't down. Shroudstone gets canceled. He's not worried about it. He's going to try to cut things down, maybe. In theory, I thought maybe this might be I'm going to send the catapult around. You're going to be distracted. I'm going to hit you with a Shroudstone in your main base on a 1-base build. But I guess that's not the case. This is awkward. A bunch of brutes are getting taken down. Kel is not playing around with kiting properly to get maximum values. Like, look, I just got to burst this down ASAP. And he's going to have the path through the middle. So this is a wild setup right now. Catapult is, of course, running across. This is targetable right now. This is undefended in the slightest. The catapult's done. This is a weird game. This is just a wild game here. So Theory's off to the left side with his units. Catapult is just solo pushing by itself. Theory's army is not with it whatsoever. It's going to slowly knock down these structures. And we will see the Shroudstone go down. So Theory, again, this is just weird. This is a very odd setup. Some sort of pseudo-base trade. Shroudstone on the way on the high ground. Low ground as well. Tons of Gaunts right now, but I don't really like Theory's position. He's going to lose these Shroudstones pretty quickly. He does have a ton of Gaunts, though, and that is really important to point out. The splash is going to be very solid against this, so long as you can split against the shots. That is what's important right now. But the problem is these Gaunts just have to run. They're getting mass fiended and infested, and I want to say Theory is just dead. This was not the play whatsoever. The Shroudstone on the high ground is not going to do enough. The catapult, by the way, is still knocking down production. Okay. But yeah, Theory's dead here. He's going to spawn more Gaunts. They're going to go on the right side, but there's too much here. So I don't really like this build out of Theory. I don't think it was the best way to do it. But who knows? The catapult. 2 more shots gets the conclave, and if there's only 1 conclave available, maybe Theory can make. It's not gonna happen. Just so we're clear, I'd love to be able to. No, it's not gonna happen. Even as this conclave, it's still dead. What is this catapult doing? Why is this here? And by the way, the catapult of Theory of Kel is gone. He's got better production. Is there a weird world where this works? I don't think so. I think there's just too many Gaunts and too many Fiends and too much conversion. Like, is there a tiny world where this works? What? There is no production. There's actually no production here. Theory has, in the oddest of worlds, he has the slimmest of chances to make this happen because he can actually build stuff and his opponent can't. But the problem is, again, is the army here is very strong and there's no Shroud Stone. So what is this? Now the catapult's dead. Finally, it's gonna go down. Is this okay? It's one conclave. We have another Shroudstone Resurgence. Can you? Well, I mean, these Gaunts are low. These Gaunts are low. Theory's wait, Theory. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Does Theory actually hold this? What the? This MVP catapult killed all the production of Kel, and that means that Theory has held this game. And in fact, he might be able to push to win. I'm not totally sure about that, but he might be able to push to win right now. No way. How the hell did what? No.